Nossa, que online de bosta.
No time do Brasil.
Vai tomar no cu.
Camisa 7. Camisa 17.
Tá fácil perder jogo, né?
Para a entrada de camisa 20. Camisa 39.
Isso que eu vou fazer. Aí, ó. Eu aperto o botão e não funciona. Eu aperto o botão e não responde. Eu vou clipar essa porra aqui e vou mandar a Konami pra casa do caralho. O online dela tá uma merda. Aí, ó. A resposta tá em delay agora. A resposta tá em delay.
Foram indicados 2 minutos de acréscimo.
Isso é uma vergonha. Isso é uma vergonha. O online desse jogo está uma vergonha hoje. Está uma vergonha. Está impraticável. Isso é uma vergonha. Diz que é problema com a minha conexão. Vá tomar no cu.
Sempre com o apoio de Claro, Zuri e C6, estamos entrando em quadra para mais uma semana de 5 títulos, alguns deles que nos levam a um passado recente até uma certa. Quantos temos no dia? Não faz tanto tempo assim, né? Mas de caras que estavam sumidos, os caras que estavam meio sumidos, mas que agora levantam troféus aqui nessa reta final de ano, aproveitaram aí as brechas, as chaves, boas atuações, vamos falar de tudo isso aqui, de Medvedev, de Rude, de Ribakina, de Leila Fernandes, grandíssima
we had a lead and they came back and vice versa. But I think we had enough opportunities, and we need to know when we have a foul to give and things of that nature and who we want to trap. And so I think it's more regulation.
All right, so working out the kinks here from a Rockets perspective. Let's talk about this winning team, though. SGA down the stretch. Talk about that big jumper that he hit, sending it into overtime. What sort of stood out in his game that started slow but really picked up as the game went on?
One thing about him, man, he's going to continue to play at his own pace. In the first half, he kind of was in and out of the game, but when it was time to win, he showed up, and that's what the MVP does.
Well, I think they relied on Chet early in the first half. He had it going, so it really wasn't no need for him to take over, but Chet kind of in that third quarter kind of lost it, and then I think that's when SGA felt like it was his time to show that he's the MVP. And to remind folks that if they forgot he was the MVP, remind them he is indeed the MVP. And he showed up tonight.
You kept saying championship pedigree when you're watching this game, sort of down the stretch. That was on display in a game like that. His mental fortitude to try to respond in a game where not everyone is able to come back in these types of moments.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much the same team as last year. I mean, that's what winners do. They try to figure out ways to win a game. It wasn't pretty, but they figured it out. Chet had it going early. He didn't really get free to finish off a game like he did the first half. But Shea, like you said, stepped up and did what he does.
And this speaks volumes right here. The fact that you come off of the championship season and then you have a game like that. Remember, I told you, the games that I covered, the opening nights that I covered were a team. You have something to say because you have a smirk on your face.
No, there's more on that later.
Okay, allow me to finish there.
Don't go anywhere. Yeah, no.
Typically, the games that I've covered when the championship team is typically when they're getting their championship ring, there's usually a letdown. The other team comes in and able to get the win. What's the history on that?
No. Once again, we're going to do that later. We're clarifying here. In games that Chris shows up to on opening night when there's a full moon, he notices certain results. Once again, that's just a little bit of tease for what's coming your way in just a moment here. We were in the middle of the association. John Wall hits you up, FaceTime, and he's like glaring in at the point guard spot, which is probably saying it very, very nicely. What do you make of what we saw in terms of the backcourt from a Rockets perspective?
We didn't see much.
Yeah.
Backcourt. I mean, when you're talking about the point guard position, Fred VanVleet, listen, he might not be a star, but he's a fringe player that could at sometimes play at a star level. And they needed a ball distributor. They needed somebody who can bring the ball up, get them into their offense. They struggle with that. You've seen often Sagoon is bringing the ball up sometimes, initiating the offense. You've seen Amin Thompson, I don't think that he's necessarily ready for a full-time slot as the point guard. It's going to be tough, and I think that was the reason why KD didn't have the typical game that we used to see.
Last year as the season unfolded, we keep talking about the Thunder and this defense. They made it, Lou Dort, even in these crunch time moments, he is up at his grill watching this. What was maybe the most impressive thing you saw defensively on how they, generally speaking, kind of kept in the check?
Well, they exploited the fact that they didn't have a point guard. It was hard for them to get into their offense. It was hard for Kevin to get open. It was hard for a lot of things. I don't think their execution is what they wanted at the end of the game because of that. And I think that's something they have to figure out because it was glaring. We saw this. John Wall, he hits this and says that. It's a glaring problem for them.
It's very to NFL. I know you spend a lot of time in the NFL. Very similar to when you have a bad offensive line, right? And that means the quarterback's not going to have much time to throw. And so the DBs, they can hug up on the receivers. They're not going to give them any cushion. That's what Lou Dort was. He was a DB. He knew that they didn't have a quarterback that can get them the ball in a timely fashion. So he was able to get up on the receiver and cause some havoc.
I'm impressed. You want to moonlight with me? We could do a little Monday Night Football postgame?
That's the extent that I have.
It's good. You sold it.
I can't go much further than that.
You sold it well.
Stealing job.
I can't get over, though, I'm sure on Wednesday when we talk and see the headlines all over the place, everyone's going to love what they can do. The Rockets lack of continuity. They're a jumper at the end of regulation away from flipping this. We're not overreacting, right? Like, this is still a good Rockets team.
Well, look, I mean, they took the champs to 2 overtime. It's just execution at the end. It's those little things that turns a game like this into a win for them. So, I mean, that's the only problem we have. They have great players. Sagoon had a great game. Look, Amin Thompson, he's a great player. It's just we don't see him as a point guard yet. But they have a lot of talent and they can be really good, really dangerous in the Western Conference still. But I think to take them to the mountaintop, they need to coach.
Just an opportunity to knock on the door, opening night, could have take it down, the defending champs, and fall just, and I mean just short of that accomplishment. Something tells me though that we're going to be talking about them all season long. I know we're going to be talking about that point guard spot, but we'll find out if Thompson's going to be able to morph into what they need as a facilitator for this team's offense. That was game number one. It was a thriller. We saw some bright spots. We saw Luka out on the floor. He seemed like he had it going, but this combination was not disappointing for the fans from the Bay Area who made the trip to Los Angeles. Coming up, a closer look at Warriors and Lakers.
Hey everybody, welcome to 24 Seconds with me, Tyler Hill. One item that always in my fridge. What's the milk called that I always have in my fridge? You said ketchup. One item that's always in my fridge is ketchup. My pregame music is hip hop, and my cheat meal is a lot of donuts. That's a wrap. I'm out.
Everything happened kind of fast. And this is our first time going through it.
I don't know if I can put into words what it's like. The feeling is very surreal.
And then you see all the TV cameras surround the table, and then you kind of just looking at each other like, this is really that moment.
With the 12th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Jalen Williams from Santa Clara University.
An emotional moment for Jalen Williams and his family. He has wanted to be a professional ball player since he was 6 years old.
It was like an out-of-body experience. It was like I floated up and like watched my body like walk across and shake the commissioner's hand. That night was just a complete blur.
Ninguém converte, quase ninguém tá
After 32 minutes is number 15.
Oh yeah! Meow! I got you! Attack! Cut! You're in the middle, you guys. Need a three! Shoot it, BP. There you go. Yes, sir. Boom! Yeah!
Yeah, they don't miss a whole lot of shots when it comes to practice, and certainly that was the case on opening night against the Lakers. Chris, Rudy, and Mike with you. He's always moving on the floor. So
Yeah, he's one of those players, when you guard him, you gotta get your sleep. You gotta get your sleep.
Well, look, we had an opportunity to see him in Los Angeles opening night against the Lakers. I know there was no LeBron James. It's still an opportunity to see a guy like Luka handle business right on cue.
How many points did you say, Rudy?
I said 35.
35? Okay. Let's see what happens.
For LeBron James to get healthy and out on the floor. Those two dudes, 1-2 punch.
He's icy, though. I'll tell you that.
How about this? Kuminga. You wanted to see what he could do, Chris.
I did. If he can hit this shot on a regular basis, he's going to be a tough matchup.
Yes.
There will be 1 minute at a time.
We'll go her staff.
That's smart. You want to make sure you find an open step in transition.
Why is there an open step?
That's a good question.
Great question.
That is a great question.
He had 14 at the half. Luka with the step back. 22 points for him at that point. Lakers on a 19-8 run to close halftime. Into the third we go. Luka, no contact. He's good.
He's pretty good.
He'll be all right.
Next Laker possession here.
Steph to Steph.
Moving it off.
You got that one?
Got that one.
18 turnovers to 3 quarters, coming back to bite Los Angeles in a meaningful way. Butler had 23 at that point. How about the back to work?
Draymond.
Steph, one of the best shooters, arguably one of the best guys to move it at the ball. Punch it down.
Speaking of that movement, Peyton second there.
Really called him a 6'2" center.
Hey, man, you wouldn't be mad at that.
No, I mean, it's fine with that.
Knocked down another one. He shot the ball really well. Man.
You can sort of see that defense kind of collapsing as Steph's making his move in the paint.
Oh, look at Dre.
Okay, Dre.
Continuation of finish, man.
I turned to you guys watching this. I'm like, what just happened? They're 14.
Hey. This is nice. Oh, that was nice. Great, nice space going to the right. That's all you need.
Look at that. Look at that. They got some continuity going on over there.
Yeah, it's a lot of familiarity.
Look at that.
It's like a video game.
Might want to get up on him. Might want to press him.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Good night, Warriors handle business. Curry, pretty impressive. Doncic in a loss, by the way. 43 points for him. Not enough for Steph.
And we come to you now with a quick request for support.
I mean, we got stops, but I think in the second quarter we kind of got a little stagnant on offense, and our organized chaos took over that first 4 minutes. Easy layups, easy catch and shoot threes just off of ball movement. So Warrior basketball took over.
And Steph, your 17th year, and you continue to do what you've done your whole career. Just be super efficient, make the big shots when they count the most. What is the secret to your continued success just year after year and playing the way that you do?
Starts with God. I mean, there's no reason other than the blessing to be able to be healthy and keep playing. Outside of that, I just love the hoop, love the teammates I have, and just the opportunity to keep chasing, hopefully another title, but, just great basketball in the process. So it brings the best out of you when you get out here and the lights are bright.
The trend I see is that we continue to be a terrible third quarter team this year. That was last year. That was the preseason. Got to rethink some things, and it's a two-way thing with the guys. What do they need at halftime to make sure they're ready to play? They're not ready to play to start the third.
AJ's in real form.
How you feel?
Yeah.
You agree with the assessment there?
I mean, yeah. Look. That's what he says. That's what he says. I don't know that you're to connect the woes from game one to last season. I think might be a little bit of a stretch right now. I don't know that you can connect that, but hey, he's the head coach. He sees what he sees, but I don't think it's dire right now. This is a good Golden State squad.
All right, we can circle back on the Lakers here in just a moment. I do think when I watch Steph Curry out there, I mean, this dude is already feels like a mid-season form, and if his offense is clicking, we saw at the end of last year, really, that combination with Butler and Curry leading to a whole lot of wins. You made an interesting observation on how they were using Butler and Curry. What stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, what stood out is the fact they went into this offseason trying to figure out ways to utilize Jimmy Butler. And this, they had both him and Draymond on the floor, but when Draymond was off the floor, he played a lot more in the post, which initiated the offense. And he was able to score and also facilitate out of that post, and he did well in that. He played